Let's get this party started. You want to send Creep Dog and Yoko off here? Charlotte and Yoko? I don't know what Phoenix Burns are on, so we'll get the UI interface updated as soon as they get going here. As always, we will do our best to commentate and speculate poorly on what plays may come out of each player's hands here. Charlotte looks to be on Echo, so we get another Echo match here. We've got
Lulu.
Echo and Lulu. I do like me some Lulu. I've been theory crafting some Lulu decks lately again because
I like this. I like the way that the Echo deck looks pretty similar color wise to the Echo decks that we know for this meta now, just the Realm Walker decks. The Lulu deck, I'm interested in these colors. I like this spread for Lulu. This was like kind of the dice spread that I had at the beginning of the Lulu meta. So this would have been like 6 months ago now. But
so if this is like a Wishing Wing Time Hopper Lulu with
I'm not sure it is.
Yeah,
it doesn't have enough
either.
time dice, I don't think. This feels just like Lulu 4-book good stuff. It is missing the Gilder.
Yeah, that's why I think it's possibly the Wishing Wing, like just planning to not go all in on the Wishing Wing Time Hopper plan with the 3 time dice, but you can certainly play Wishing Wing Time Hopper on 2 time dice and still have a free time dice left over for things like Fate Reflection and other valuable time cards in this meta.
This also is similar looking to like what is potentially Lulu Burn. Just like some kind of Widow Start Lulu.
Yeah, I do think 14 Conjuration count does leave you potentially concerned it could be a Widow's type of deck. We do see that Lightbringer, which is pretty common Echo for the Realm Walker Echo decks. We do see an Emberroot Lizard, because Emberroot Lizard, as we talked about, I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago, is sort of the signature Lulu card at this point.
Yeah, it's tough to play it anywhere else.
I do really like Emberroot into Lightbringer. I do think it's a really good investment play.
Well, it's good and bad, right? Like, so in this case, I think it's bad.
We got Fighting Spirit coming down.
Okay. So in this case, I believe it's bad because specifically the Lightbringer has a priority. It was in play first, because this means that if he makes a lizard, he has to spark it.
He doesn't have to spark it right away though, because the spark is a side action. So you can just make the lizard.
Yeah, I guess.
If your opponent Lightbringer's your lizard, then you get to like spark your lizard, smash the Lightbringer, and get 2 damage on face, and you still have the spark available for another point of damage.
It's probably okay. I don't like letting my opponent kind of dictate my spark that way, but it's probably fine. I mean, it gets the Peacock for free, obviously.
Right. It's a situation where, yes, the Emberroot Lizard has cost you 3 dice and you've taken only a 1 die unit off the board. But I think it's really hard for Emberroot Lizard in round 1 to trade up for your 3 dice investment in the book tax, the cost of the lizard, and then the spark. We see the Fighting Spirit.
It's tough. And we have a Fox Spirit.
Fox Spirit on Charlotte. The bottom.
This is a card that I think it's like so close to being good, but so far.
Yeah.
It's very playable, and it's just it's only good in very specific situations. Otherwise, it's a 1/1.
If I had to make a guess on Charlotte's final 2 cards, it's going to be a Realm Walker and a Chaos Gravity. I'm not sure on the Lulu right now. I'm still kind of trying to figure out, because we've got, there's the Emberroot Lizard.
Four things in books.
You're probably safe on this lizard to spark it, but if you're worried your opponent runs Chain Creations, you might want to hold off. But I guess by sparking it, you do charge your Fighting Spirit if somebody does Chain Creations you hear.
Yeah, I think against these colors, it's probably okay just to run the spark out there. You see this a Butterfly Monk book. That's interesting to me. I think unit guards are very good in this format.
Right.
So I wonder if this is 4-book or if it's Widow something.
That's very possible.
First time chat from
Jason Marshy. Yeah, Jason Marshy. If you weren't here at the start of the show, we thanked you for the follow, but just in case you weren't here for that, thank you again for the follow. We appreciate that, and welcome to the chat. Thanks for chatting with us. Is your pod? This is your pod here? You played Creep Dog and Yoko in your pod, Charlotte and Yoko. I guess Charlotte got the first player token. I should update the UI on that. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm slacking on my job here.
1 Chaos Gravity in the bin now. Yeah, so you'll see here, like the Peacock will die and 2 damage on the Echo. Like that's okay. It feels it feels bad to me when you're not getting like the tempo play out of your Spark. But this is probably okay.
What really looks good with this Spark now, though, is like your opponent can't make a Fox Spirit into this until this Ember Root Lizard dies. Now the Crystal Archer definitely can kill the Ember Root Lizard, but you also have like main action Spark shoot the fire at Crystal Archer here. Like that might be a play depending on if that was your plan.
The Crystal Archer is very good against the Butterfly Monk. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally you'd have a unit guard to guard with, but now the Butterfly Monk is kind of turned off. Like,
so I think this is just going to be a strict 5-unit open from the Echo player. No Chaos Gravity here because I think that last card is going to be a Realm Walker.
It has to be a Realm Walker, I think.
Yeah.
This was my guess for it, though I guess we got sidetracked that it was just going to be Crystal Archer Realm Walker. That's the right math, right?
Yeah, 4, but honestly, 5. Like in a scenario where you're making Realm Walker,
no, that's not right. Sorry, I'm lying.
So there's a Wishing
Wing. 1, 2, 3.
Interesting.
No, it is. Yeah. Okay.
Interestingly enough, we're getting a Wishing Wing with no hoppers, so these are just going to be small wings. So now with this Fox Spirit made, I think you just spark the Fox Spirit. You just kill that spirit.
So he's on Wishing Wing, Butterfly Monk, and something. Yep. So there's a spark. I like that play.
I do too.
The Fox Spirit essentially like gets to kill the Everroot anyway.
So what you got? What you got out of this? Monk's going with 5 Prime months. Sub. Yeah, thanks Monk for that 5 months.
That's too many months.
Yeah, you're seriously you're just inflating our egos for no reason here.
Here's the Griffin, pretty easy. Now, is this a Phoenix Barrage?
Well, Phoenix Barrage would look extremely powerful if this is a Phoenix Barrage here. Certainly have the dice for that Phoenix Barrage.
Right. That's kind of why I think it's a Phoenix Barrage, because there's just no other dice sinks otherwise. And if it is a Phoenix Barrage, okay.
Just gonna make the Wishing Wing here.
Maybe
Chaos
waiting
for a 5-month streak on his sub as well. Chaos, you are a scholar
me
and
too,
a gentleman.
Me too.
Chaos, if you're not following Chaos Theory on YouTube, what the hell are you doing in this community? He deserves all of the follows. Please go follow him.
So we had a turtle power on this Wishing Wing just now.
I like this. And here's why I like this. Because if the Crystal Archer decides to attack, you get to draw 2 cards. You still have 4 dice left. I mean, it seems likely that you're going to be in a place where this is going to work. And seeing Griffin attack Wing, he just tanked that hit. I think I'd have let that go. But I guess maybe you can pressure the guard now with your Wishing Wing on the Crystal Archer.
Right. The Wishing Wing is lethal on either unit attacking back, which it was not before. And you should use your guard now probably because you just may not have another chance.
We are close to a hype train. I'm getting noticed from Twitch. I don't even know how you trigger a hype train, but
it's based on like chat giving us stuff.
Man, chat, you guys.
So if we get more subs or like bits or whatever stupid nonsense Twitch does, then the hype meter increases.
And I don't think we have bits because we're not a partner, so we're not big enough to be a partner.
Well,
chat can change all of that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. So the Echo player goes to 15 here. And then we've got the Lulu player at 13. Gifted a tier 1 sub from Chaos. Chaos is just on a roll today, man.
Chaos is trying to start the train.
He is.
He's putting the coal in the furnace.
That's awesome. So awesome.
All right. So the Crystal Archer attacks. It kills the Wishing Wing, which the Wishing Wing got its value by attacking there. It forced the guard and.
But it did get a lot of unit value off of killing the wing and killing the Ember Root Lizard and keeping both of their units in play.
Right. This is a rough spot. The Crystal Archer really made this Butterfly Monk very
Well,
very
interestingly enough,
mediocre.
Fighting Spirit Butterfly Monk can kill either one of these two now.
Yeah. It's not nothing, but
right.
it just normally you would want to
actually Fighting Spirit Butterfly Monk kills
right.
Realm
That's
Walker.
going to turn out really good, actually.
That's insane. What is going on? And if there is the last card of, like, Chaos or Phoenix Barrage, like this is going to turn out extremely well for the Lulu player. I think. I don't think it gets much better.
Lulu has to have something to do with 3 cards in hand now, right?
I hope so, because
hype achieved.
Hype achieved.
1.
Yep.
I only have 2 of these. What does that mean? Oh, you only have 2 bits?
Yeah.
2 bits?
I don't know what the bits do. so you're on your own. I'm bad at Twitch.
You get 1 shave and 1 haircut.
All right, so there goes the Realm Walker. There goes the Realm Walker
bits.
for 2 bits. And now we get to find out if Yoko's got something up his sleeve for these last 2 units in play. If he's got that Phoenix Barrage here,
oh god,
Yoko says you realm walked into that.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to put the thing in play and a Hammer Knight. So this is
Hammer Knight's good.
This is definitely good because yeah, this is just very, very good.
Yeah, Hammer Knight's extremely good here.
The Cloudburst Griffin doesn't have recover. You could choose to kill the Cloudburst if you want, or I think this is slightly better. Is kill the Archer and
because the Archer doesn't. Yeah, the Archer recovers, so you definitely want to just aftershock that Griffin.
Well, there's some argument to be made that the Griffin is better at killing the Hammer Knight if they go to next round, but I think in general, just getting that little bit of value out of the Aftershock is good because he has like a Butterfly Monk, though not really good when you block the Griffin. The 1 damage won't matter, but he could Frog Ping it, he could Spark it, he could Lizard it, whatever.
Right.
Several sources of a single damage. You get Aftershock it again.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly can use this Hammer Knight very aggressively, going first at the top of the round if you wanted to pressure the guard and kill this Griffin. You know, you can do a variety of things now from this position, where you're not risking this Griffin that's on board getting to retain value. Like I said, we're going to round 2.
I think probably just making a Butterfly is good here.
It looks like it would be.
Because even though it won't kill the Griffin back, since the Griffin has Quick Strike, it will protect the Hammer Knight from the Griffin attack. It will force the Gravity Flux right away. And then you'll just PB guard the Griffin. But obviously, if you're looking at this board, you want to be on the side that got to keep its Hammer Knight.
There goes Yoko bringing that Butterfly Monk. And we see a Swifty come down from the Echo
Swifty.
player. Swifty's a nice way to pressure guard on that Butterfly Monk.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it won't pressure. It pressures unit guard, right? Like you just counter. You're not going to guard for the Butterfly.
No. But the Butterfly Monk has a higher ceiling than just getting wiped out by a 1/1 Swifty.
Right, it's like a fine play from the Echo, but by PB guarding for the Butterfly, all you're doing is like setting yourself up to not have a guard at all this turn, because if there's a way to remove the Butterfly outside of combat, then you have no guard. But if you just like let the 1/1s trade, you get a little bit of value. And
Echo meditating that Chaos Gravity and Accelerate by here.
Yeah,
so one less
two gravities in the bin already.
Yep, that's rough for the Echo player for sure. I feel like Echo's win rate goes up substantially if they can play more than 1 Chaos Gravity in a game. You only need 1 to win, but the second Chaos
I wonder if
Gravity
there's any Phoenix-born that like that statement isn't true about their signature card. I mean, Vicky, I guess, because doing nothing more times is not better than just doing nothing. But
Aradel, Noah. I mean, the list can go
on
here, right?
Aradel doesn't get better for the number of... Aradel definitely actively gets worse for the number of times it plays Blue Jaguar. Agreed. I think like Vicky stays the same. So Vicky's actually better on this chart of being forced to play your signature cards.
That's so funny.
But I would still... even if I'm forced to play Blue Jaguar, I think I'd still rather have Water Blast than whatever else is going on. Yeah. So Echo in the tank a little bit here, obviously meditating.
Makes another Griffin.
Pretty safe. Like,
well, now I think I use the Hammer Knight, and here's why: because you can attack the undamaged Griffin and force the guard out, and now your Wishing Wings and Ember Root Lizards have a very good chance of hunting Griffins off the board.
I don't think that I would try to use my Hammer Knight yet.
Well, you're going to get Lightbringered anyways, right?
Well, you just put like a lizard in play, right? If Lulu puts a lizard in play here, and you get Lightbringer, you get to go like bolster attack with lizard, and you're still pressuring guard because
and then you kill the one Griffin with 1 damage anyway.
Right.
So yeah.
Because the Lulu is so far ahead, I think that she wants to save the Hammer Knight as long as possible, because essentially there's just no attacks from the Echo in this board state.
And there you do see that that Ember Root Lizard come into play here. We'll see if it gets the bolster right away. You don't think you have to bolster here if you don't want to.
Yeah, the argument for using bolster right now is that if it is killed out of combat, you'll get to charge your Fighting Spirit.
Right.
And you also save a potential side action for later to use the Fighting Spirit.
Right.
So here comes the Griffin attack.
Interesting attacking the weakened one. Oh, the Griffin's attacking the Ember Root. Yeah, you're just going to get Butterfly carded here. Counter swing. This is going to allow this Griffin just to clean up the board here. That does force... That does...
The lizard, you mean?
Yeah, the lizard would clean up the board, but that does make that Lightbringer extremely good because that leaves the Hammer Knight as the only unexhausted unit. So you got to watch that.
The lizard doesn't have to attack, though, is the thing. Like,
sure, because you can still Lulu guard.
It's a good attack, but with Lightbringer play, you can just like make a Wishing Wing.
Right.
And still wait on attacking. Obviously, if a Lightbringer's made, then you don't have a choice, but then they won't go Lightbringer later.
Wally coming in with a follow in the middle of this game. Thanks, Hot Sauce. We appreciate you, man.
I disagree with this Particle Shield.
So a Particle Shield...
the Griffin attacked the 1/1 and particle shielded. That was unnecessary because it was not going to take damage in the battle.
Sure. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, that's a strange sequence of events that happened there. Definitely don't need the particle shield unless you just wanted to draw the card.
Was I wrong?
Because it looks like Creep Dog
attacks Charlotte with Cloud.
And
uses Monk to block.
Monk to guard.
Yeah, so I think this was just a case of forgetting that the Griffin has first strike, because obviously it would die if it didn't have first strike. But
it could be that she just wanted to draw. But I do think that like you would want to save it for this time when this Ember Root Lizard would get to trigger that spark action.
I agree with Philly. How did that unit get dealt damage? You shouldn't have even been able to play particle shield.
You may play... Yeah, I don't know. Very true. That's strange.
How did this happen? Quick strike. When this unit is attacking, it deals damage to 4 of the units it battles with. This is a bug, I think.
Yep. Sweet. Welcome, Wally. Welcome to the Game of Ashes. You're going to find that this is an incredibly deep world that has got many, many facets of play. So that core set's going to give you lots of fun. And... yeah, I agree. That does look like an Ash Techie bug. I think that should probably be rolled back, but we'll let them go with it.
I'm going to stop them. This should not have happened in this way.
Yeah, I think we should get the game state correct here and give Charlotte her dice back, because there's no way that should happen. Gifted subs and giving it to V Jackson. Giving it to the Pod O winner. So, yeah, we're gonna correct this game state. So bear with us here while we do that, because it's important that these matches adhere to the rules of Ashes, and Particle Shield should not have triggered there, because the Butterfly Monk would not have been able to deal damage back to the Cloudburst Griffin. And so, therefore, the Particle Shield shouldn't have been even on a reaction trigger. So we will also notify... I'm going to take a copy of this game's log and notify Dijon of this bug, so that he can try to test it out and get it figured out. So bear with us while we get this all sorted out here. Get that card that was drawn back into Charlotte's deck, and get the particle shield back to hand, and the dice back in Charlotte's back into the hand as well. So appreciate it. Hot Sauce, so you've played all the pre-cons at this point. You're planning to buy a few more packs and get into deck building. Talk to me about who your favorite Phoenixborn coming out of the pre-con, out of the core set is and playing the pre-cons. Which one are you kind of latching onto?
Since Clue gives a sub to Jackson. Oh boy.
Yeah, I guess Clue's giving sub awards out to to the winner of the pod. He's already won dice. Why not give him some more? Winners get all the spoils. Is that what they say? So there's Particle Shield going back. Card's been moved back to the hand. Exhaust dice has been re-readied. This is the beauty of Ashteki. We can roll these things back. Doesn't really change, I don't think, probably Yoko's play. That Raptor Herder looks extremely good here in general. So didn't see that. Can anybody rewind the stream real quick? Go back like 10 seconds and see if Charlotte's dice rolled up to a power side on accident. The problem is once you bring dice back, the Ashteki starts moving the dice pool around, which is... I wish it didn't do that, but it does.
I think it was a class.
But did she have 2 illusion powers?
She meditated that turn to 2 illusion powers.
Okay.
I'm trying to give this bug report.
Okay, I'm going to do the Twitch stream thing really quick here, see if we can make sure we don't have a dice that's in the wrong side. Apologize for the slight delay here, everybody. Just want to get the game state right. We don't want a great game being thrown off by incorrect game states. So the mind games with the lizards begin? Yeah, for sure. I think you just have to play into like beating, like forcing the shield out no matter what. So the mind games with the lizards begin? Yeah, for sure. I think you just... How do I rewind the stream? Is there a way to watch the stream not live?
I don't know.
Nick just
Nick coming in with 5
subs out. Oh my lord, you guys are just blowing my mind today.
So are you going to give raffles to the people that receive the gifts, or are you going to give extra raffles to the people that are gifting?
That's so awesome, man. Hot Sauce says he enjoys the snake. Well, you're on the right track with snake, Hot Sauce. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So Philly and Toph and Stiletto and Just Cam and Oxalrator are all getting sub gifts from Nick. Just hammering on those subs, giving more entries for the playmat that we're going to be giving away here. And you're definitely right on the Iron Rhino, Hot Sauce. But I think you're on the right track with Mayoni and the snake. Don't deviate too far from that. If you want to play competitively, you're not going to go wrong there.
Okay. Did we confirm that it was a class? I think it was a class
because I have no way to roll it back, so I have no way to see.
I'm like 95% sure it was a class.
I was trying to see if I could roll the video back, but I can't. So it's kind of just not going to happen, and I'm sorry. All right. You guys are just too good to us. I mean, this community is just constantly blows me away. So, and we appreciate that. I am telling you, we just broke through the first milestone of subscriber subs from Twitch, which is 25. We're sitting at 29 subscribers. I just can't even believe it. I'm going to tell you if we can do it. I'm going to figure out what rewards come off of that, and I'm going to make sure that we upgrade this channel because you guys deserve that for all the love that you sent our way.
I'm going to take all your money and I'm going to downgrade the channel.
See what Neil does, everybody?
Embezzlement.
Look. This is the difference between a Jesse ran stream and a Neil ran stream. Neil just wants to take your money. I want to give it all back to you. That's all there is to it. Maybe we'll do 2 play mats. I did not expect this many subs, so
yeah,
I'm gonna get
I think we can do 2 play mats. That sounds like good.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 play mats are coming out the door to you all for being subs. That's so awesome. If we keep this going and it still blows up even more, then maybe I'll get really froggy and take it up to 3.
Yeah, this is the real hype train, the playmat hype train.
The playmat hype train.
Yeah.
And I will even make sure that we can show that playmat today live and in person when we get done with these games today.
Okay, so we had a Raptor Herder from Lulu, which I think is a very strong play against the Lightbringer situation, which the Lightbringer was then activated. Charlotte realizing that after the Raptor Herder, there was no way that this Lightbringer was ever going to hit anything real meaningful.
Right.
There's a ton of crappy bodies in play. So here we're seeing like what we had predicted, Lizard attacking untapped Griffin.
Hot Sauce, not only get a follow from
Hot Sauce
sub right away,
brand new to the community,
and already support.
I wish I had a list of people to scold now, because Hot Sauce is so new to the community. He subbed right away, and then everybody else has
like,
been here forever.
We need a year and a half of you doing content before we would
trust
you.
We appreciate all of you.
Just teasing everybody here, but this is super awesome. You guys are the bomb.
Yeah, Hot Sauce, please join the Discord and interact with everybody in the community. They're all great. Not just the Shelf House community, the entire Discord community is wonderful, and will definitely help you with all the questions that you have about Iron Rhino.
So we do see the Fate Reflection instead of the Particle Shield here, getting to ping off the Raptor Herder from the Ember Root Lizard.
Fate Reflection, very good here. Even Fate Reflection in mode of change 1 damage is still good, as you see it. This was a 2-for-1, saving one of his 1/1s and killing off the hatchling.
Right. Yeah, look, this we did get the Echo Guard out here, and Lulu has healed back up. I mean, Yoko is only down to 1 life damage.
Right, having only taken 3 from a Griffin Guard in round 1, and then 2 butterflies have since died.
This has effectively made this Lulu now have 18 health at this point. Lulu start getting 18 health is a big deal. This Butterfly Monk is going to be a menace to these Griffins, I think, over time. Now we get to see what Charlotte does with this unexhausted Griffin, if anything, because it's really difficult to see a path other than, I think you take Lightbringer into Raptor Herder.
So it depends on what you think is going to happen in the remainder of the turn and what else is in your hand. So a potential line here is Divine Power one of your 1/1s and attack the Lizard, or this. I think this is also good. You need to be able to attack that tapped Lizard to get the guard, and then you can send your remaining Griffin at the Hammer Knight. But I think
with
that is probably not going to happen now.
I think now, because you're just going
to.
Wouldn't you just main action Spark and pull that Particle Shield out of hand for a dice at this point? I mean, because you could just force shoot this Fox Spirit, and then you don't really care if the Lizard dies at that point to the Fox Spirit, right?
Probably not. I mean, I would kill the Fox Spirit with the Spark if that's what I was doing. Just because I always prefer to kill untapped units rather than tapped ones when I know that I have the tapped ones dead.
Right.
Well,
that's what I mean.
Is kind of tough.
Sparking this Fox Spirit is going to force the Particle Shield play for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashes Reborn Community Discord. That's it. Hot Sauce. That's where we all hang out all day long, and many of us chat way too much, and some of us don't chat enough.
Yeah. So, and you correctly predicted the series of plays here of Spark, and then Particle Shield.
To be fair, I didn't have to think really hard on that one because we already knew she had the Particle Shield. But
I would have considered also. I mean, and this is a good way to get rid of the Particle Shield, because one thing to consider was use your Fighting Spirit and your Raptor Herder to attack the untapped Griffin. But knowing that, unfortunately, there's a little bit of game information given in that
Right.
rollback play from earlier.
So
We're having
we
a
are
gravity
gonna.
flux.
Well, yeah, it
Oh,
wants this Fox Spirit to hunt this. I think you're definitely going to get the guard now from Lulu.
yes, I agree.
And at that point, I think you got to take advantage of this Hammer Knight cracking and trying to kill out this stuff here.
I think that I would just fighting spirit my raptor and attack the griffin, because that Hammer Knight is not in danger to anything besides griffin.
Right.
Um,
That's a very good point. This fighting spirit looks extremely good here. You do lose the token buildup for late round, but I think you got to take advantage of your. Yep, here we are seeing Yoko do that exact play, Neil.
yeah.
Going
And
fighting spirit.
potentially there's still a, I guess the only possible one is Celestial Knight.
Yeah, but Hammer
that could
Knight
be
looks
played.
pretty happy. Hammer Knight probably is pretty happy with the Celestial Knight if it comes down here.
Well, the Celestial, the Celestial Knight would die to the Hammer Knight. No, it wouldn't. Yeah, that the Celestial Knight actually would be kind of awkward, because the Hammer Knight wouldn't be able to kill it.
No, but what the Hammer Knight can do is sit back. Celestial Knight doesn't have alert, and we do see a Figures in the Fog to stop that attack. Wow.
That's one of the better Figures in the Fog I've ever seen.
Wow, that was a big Figures, everybody. Figures in the Fog, exhausting the attacker. Huge Figures.
Yeah, that's the full-on reactions from the Echo player this turn. The Fate Reflection, Particle Shield, and Figures
is a pretty good way to shut down an opponent's board.
Because now we can see Divine Power on Griffin kill Hammer Knight.
We can. And do it in a way that's exactly what we're going to get, and do it in a way where the Griffin lives. This is going to put
that Figures in the Fog is by far the best Figures in the Fog I've ever seen. Because it led to what was essentially like a 4-for-1. Like, there was a Fighting Spirit activated and a Raptor Herder used, both of which are kind of like low power items, but it did get both of them. But it also opened up the free kill on the Hammer Knight.
You gotta wonder at this point. That was a power play for sure, Nick. Absolutely. Showing the power of those reactions that can come into play here. We're still got plenty of opportunity. There could still be a Chaos Gravity in this setup here. Just
it doesn't have the dice for it anymore.
Right.
Charlotte's down to 1 illusion power.
So Fire Archer to getting a ping of damage, take Yoko down to 12, and we've got
and the illusion power getting spent. I wonder what it could be. I suppose it could just be like dice roll down. Yeah, okay. I thought maybe it would be like a hollow or something.
This is where Lulu's going to get to have some play, because Lulu has been dice efficient through this round. So as long as there's things to do with the cards from hand, you're really in a position to kind of start to eat up this board.
Right. And we know that there's, I think you're supposed to attack with Fire Archer.
Yes. You can't let the Swift Messenger or the Lightbringer eat that Fire Archer before it gets value.
I mean, it's kind of the same either way, because you're just trading 1/1s.
Well, no, this Fire Archer can kill the Cloudburst Griffin. And so
sure, yeah. That's a better attack.
Yeah,
you attack Cloudburst.
The only real risk again you would have is if they still had if Charlotte still had dice left, she could untap, but she does not. So because of the out of dice sequencing here,
and there's
Yoko can just sort of take their time and get to a position where potentially
there's going to be a lot of unit deaths this turn, a lot of 1/1s cracking into each other.
Yeah, I think the issue you're going to have with making Yoko coming back here now.
So right now, unfortunately, there's not really a lot of things to. Oh, well, I guess there's Phoenix Barrage, so that's just fine. Matt, it's a Wishing Wing. The last book is Wishing Wing.
Yep. So we see Charlotte take 2 more damage to face from that Phoenix Barrage. That does knock her down to 10 life remaining.
And we're going to have a 2-power Wishing Wing. I assume that there's not Swifty or something.
Right. So the 2-power Wishing Wing, the issue you're going to have is this Lightbringer gets to eat that wing, and so what's going to come out of this round is an Ember Root Lizard, a Raptor Herder, and a Fire Archer against a Fox Spirit, with Charlotte going first at the top of the round.
Yeah, and Lulu having a large card selection.
Yes.
This has been a swingy game.
Yes. So here's the Lightbringer attacking the Wishing Wing. We see the trade. We do see 2 cards get drawn. The nice thing about the 2 cards here drawn is that it's not really true advantage, other than it allows your opponent to decide whether they want to discard cards before going into.
Right. It's just cycling essentially. Like, if you don't, you get to see more cards, but you don't put like a critical mass of cards or anything. So you just get to pick your best 5 or whatever out of 9 instead of just 5 randoms.
We're ready to go round 3 with Charlotte starting the top of this round.
And Yoko's happy with those, so no discards.
I think at this point, I mean, you're probably not going to Gravity Flux this Fox Spirit, are you? Like, you just want to attack one of these Raptor Herder, the Raptor Herder or the Fire Archer? Probably Fire Archer because it doesn't turn on Fighting Spirit. I mean, you can just make it.
It's really rough. I think I would actually attack Lizard.
Would you use Gravity Flux to attack the Lizard then?
I think so.
It's an interesting decision point for sure.
Because the Lizard just is going to eat your Fox Spirit otherwise.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it would trade for one of the other 1/1s, so maybe that's fine. But
yeah, I think you could trade the 1/1 dice and still have that opportunity cost, especially, you know, where you can always have the Gravity Flux, you know, Fox Spirit attack into Lizard, you know, or into future Lizard or whatever it may be, because otherwise this Fox Spirit's going to die anyways. Given
the information that we have, Lizard has to be close to the best thing that's going to get made this turn. Like, potentially there's a Hammer Knight, or potentially there's a Standard Bearer, I guess.
There's also potentially a Gorn Rock Brawler.
Potentially. But Fox Spirit is not good against Gorn Rock Brawler.
Yeah, I agree.
So I like this because you're hitting an untapped Lizard,
right?
Which you would want to hit the Lizard at some point in the turn anyway, I think, with the Gravity Flux. So
might as well just see that Lizard go away, charging that Fighting Spirit.
Right, and because it didn't have a spark, it actually didn't kill it back. So that's way better. I hadn't even considered that. Since it was an O2, it didn't kill this Fox Spirit back. So the Lulu still has to spend, well, unless she thinks she's going to win this turn, still has to spend a dice or one of these 1/1s already in play to kill this Fox Spirit too. So yeah, that was definitely worth the Gravity Flux.
All right, so we are we're watching here Yoko decide what the best course of action is into this board state. Just making another Ember Root Lizard seems pretty solid here.
Yeah, always having the Lizard priority is good. And this is another thing to consider is when you're under the gun of 2 Lizards, it's way worse for the Echo because 2 Lizards can attack face and kill Griffin.
Right.
Though I guess against this deck, I would be kind of weary to do so because we've seen Particle Shield and Fate Reflection.
Right.
But anyway, so I do think that was the correct attack with the Fox Spirit.
So, but you still have to play into those things. Obviously, Charlotte could have another Particle Shield here. Not showing the dice for Fate Reflection yet, but we could see that med into that.
There's a Vanish in this deck.
Maybe it's a Miser Vanish for those Molten Gold finishes. See 2 Shadows go by. 2 Shadows not looking great against the Lulu. Not terrible with the threat of Hammer Knight, but not super great either. Two Shadows really wants to hit 2 dice and above Conjurations, and in some ways, Ember Root Lizard is kind of that way, but not really.
I would 2 Shadows a Lizard if it had a spark on it, probably. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Like 2 Shadows is a card that you always want to play late round because it has to hit something that's used anyway.
Right.
Unless, I guess, under specific circumstances, if you think your opponent's on untaps, then you use it mid round. But mostly you just save it to like the last thing you do so you can see the best thing to hit.
So just going to go straight for face damage here with this Lizard.
Wanted to get the ancillary Fox, I guess.
Well, I think one of the things this does that's kind of nice is it does force your opponent to to play in a way where you can potentially still get your spark off if they do anything else now. But I think I would have probably held the lizard and probably just made a fire archer attack into that fox spirit or raptor herder attack into that fox spirit.
One thing to consider with a play like that, to your point, you could have attacked with one of the 1/1s into the fox if you cared about it. But it makes me wonder if Yoko has another like 3 dice play or something this turn.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want to like do that later in the turn. Oh, here's a meteor.
Now that's going to really charge up that fighting spirit.
The meteor made that attack with Ember Root Wizard look really good.
Right, agreed. It would have, if you thought your opponent was on meteor, though, you could have also just attacked with all 3 for value before you get meteored out.
Obviously, like, if you're playing around meteor specifically, you would have attacked with everything. But
this Wishbird could get real big here.
Yeah, I mean, it could attack for what, 5?
Because they got to put it. They're gonna Creeve Dog. Charlotte's gonna have to put a Griffin in play or something that's got a bigger body because with the nature die up.
Well, you can't nature die.
Well, if there's an accelerate, you could if there's an accelerate.
I haven't seen one of those yet.
They're in the Echo deck for sure. We saw those go by in the Echo.
Yeah, in Echo we saw them, but
have not seen them in the Lulu deck.
Yeah, I mean, this Wishing Wing is a threat. This Wishing Wing is just like, I would just make a Lightbringer, I think. Like, the Lightbringer says
I'll make a Griffin. This is probably going to get an early
the problem with this is that if you get Fighting Spirited now, like, are you just going to block or are you going to take 5? Like,
well, you're definitely going to just let the Griffin die, right, and let them draw a bunch of cards.
But why wouldn't you have done that with your Lightbringer?
Well,
instead of your Griffin.
And Yoko doesn't do this here. That Yoko just goes ahead and meditates.
Okay. I mean, there's
see
no more Phoenix Barrages.
Are we going to see a Molten Gold kill the Griffin so they can't be Fate Reflected?
I don't think anything's going to happen to this Griffin with this meditate. I think if something's going to happen to the Griffin, it would have just been Fighting Spirit attack face.
So make a Butterfly Monk here and just say back to you, put the pressure on. Because you can still make the Fighting Spirit wing attack. You don't have to do it right here because of the Butterfly Monk. You could take your main action Butterfly Monk, and that sort of shuts down this Griffin from being a threat on the opposite side of the board. Yep, there's the Butterfly Monk.
I think that was a missed opportunity on the Fighting Spirit. Like, and potentially like a misplay from Charlotte because the Lightbringer would have made that play impossible. Like, there would have been no Fighting Spirit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little confused by that, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, whenever there's a Griffin in play, you should make a Butterfly Monk if you care about your guys.
Right.
Unit guards are just so good against Griffin that.
And with Gravity Flux down, you don't have to worry about this Butterfly Monk getting exhausted and forcing the unit or the PB guard. So
right,
you're kind of playing behind the 8 ball now a little bit.
Right. I mean, that's the literal example of what happens when you start up a couple dice at the beginning of the round, because that Gravity Flux that was used top of round was very good and very important, but it sucked up a resource that would be valuable now because the Lulu player had started a little bit ahead.
So I think you're still in the driver's seat if you're Yoko here, because you don't have to quite yet commit to this Wishing Wing attack. So you can make a unit from hand. You can do anything with your dice.
If Yoko doesn't have a good ally to play here, it's really awkward
for sure.
Because I guess there can't be a Lightbringer anymore this turn though. No. There's no divine dice on Charlotte's side. So it's not that awkward then. The Lightbringer was what I think was going to make it awkward, but because of that meteor,
right? There's what I think you have to be a little cautious of if you're Yoko here is if you commit this wing too early to kill this Griffin and your opponent backs you up with a Realm Walker, you're in a lot of trouble, I think. Because I think you're gonna watch your board get whittled away by this Fox Spirit and this Griffin, and then they're gonna just hammer you for 3 and have great board position coming out of this round.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Lulu has. I mean, potentially just attacking Fox Spirit is even fine. Or like turtle power on Wishing Wing attack Griffin.
Well, even now, if Yoko meditates 2 to even the threaten to bring back the Hammer Knight, that's a real problem for this Echo as well.
Right. You have to have a main action though. That's the thing.
Well, right now he can. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You got to have a main action in this.
Unless you think that Echo is for sure going to do something else this turn.
Well, if Echo doesn't, I think you're probably pretty happy, right?
I think the Echo's a little bit ahead in this board state. Just a tiny bit, because neither of these two guys kill Griffin without help.
Right.
It's very, very close, though.
So we do see the double med, or at least
meditates Fighting Spirit from deck. Okay.
Just gonna make
to play Raptor. So this is great. This is exactly what I wanted. Got to meditate up to the ceremonial power.
But didn't meditate the second one, so you can't make the Hammer Knight on the back. So he's got to have something he wants. Maybe he's got a Final Cry.
I think ceremonialing back another Raptor or the Standard Bearer is good enough. You know.
So there's the Realm Walker.
Yep, and obviously Realm Walker very good. It's gonna force some kind of play from the Lulu here.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see this Wishing Wing get pumped and attack that Realm Walker and force that guard, because it's either take 5. Oh, he's got Blood Chains. Okay. Blood Chains the Raptor Herder, exhaust the Realm Walker. No Chaos Gravity plays because they're out of Divine Dice and Final Cry.
And Final Cry, okay.
All right. Pretty strong power play from Yoko here. Being able to
know how I feel about the Final Cry there.
I think the Final Cry is fine there. It gets you a step closer, because one of the things that you've got now is if you just time dice your wing, and this is going to get a Butterfly Monk guard, right? Yep, absolutely. So Yoko going down another point of life here, or going back up, excuse me, another point of life to 13. Now what you've got in your tank is you've got a couple of things at your disposal. One, you can use your time class die to put another status counter on the wing, then charge it for 6, and you've got lethal. So you can, if you've got the main actions, like you can go, okay, here's time class die on the wing, attack with the Raptor Hatchling for 0. And then on the next turn, you can Fighting Spirit, but you got to get rid of this Fox Spirit somehow, and that's the tricky part.
There's not enough mains without something else happening. This is why the Final Cry to me was a little weird. Because in this board state, all those things you just said are true, and there could have been a ceremonial back another Raptor. And then you have plenty of main actions to do all that stuff and probably kill your opponent.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I think you probably are right. You could probably have recurred another, because I don't know if this. Oh, there's the Raptor attack. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get the Fox Spirit. Oh, Shadow Guard. Got him.
Get wrecked.
Got him.
Now this plan of like attack for 0 for main actions looks really bad.
Well, I mean, are you is Charlotte gonna run out this Fox Spirit into the wing to get the guard off, which is probably fine. But I think if you're Yoko, you're just going to be happy frog pinging the Shadow Guard and swinging back for another 2 and getting 4 away here. But you are way behind on board.
He can't frog ping this turn, right? Because
No. I'm just saying when it comes around to your turn again, this wing's not going to die. You still got your PB guard up. So no matter what attack is formulated here, the Wishing Wing doesn't die.
Right. So I guess I would attack Wishing Wing with Fox Spirit now. Get the guard under the assumption that
if she passes with 2 blockers up, that's interesting. I don't know if that plays into your favor here. No, yeah, that's what I figured we'd get the guard here. So we are going to see that guard
because the ping attack for 2. I guess ping pass is interesting, but like you're still way behind on board.
Well, now ping Shadow Guard,
right?
Get in for 2 is fine. I mean, you're 4 away. You know the deck has Molten
If
Gold.
It's an accelerate, that'd be crazy. But
accelerate wins the game,
right? But you see, this is the ping we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. What would be a main action for
the attack
for a single time die? That would be Swift Messenger of their own. Reinforce.
Oh, you can't even play Reinforce.
No.
The spellboard is full. Reinforce is bad. Even in the time when I'm memeing, you can't do it. Like,
yeah, it'd have to be Swifty or any book. But your books are full, and you just use your ping die.
It could be Fighting Spirit. We saw a second Fighting Spirit. Oh no, Fighting Spirit's a side action.
Yeah.
Funny.
No, you can't meta book if you use your frog ping to kill the Shadow Guard.
We're talking about trying to buy side actions, not use them fighting. Yeah, so the Wishing Wing is going to do 2 damage, I assume, to Echo. It'll either attack face or it'll attack Griffin, and then it'll get PB guarded. And that will put Echo at 4 away.
Yeah, I think honestly, you Fighting Spirit attack with the wing.
Any main here, that's why I like pass with 2 blockers.
All right, so we're going to round 4. I think if she would have attacked the Shadow Guard with the Wishing Wing, a Fighting Spirit Wishing Wing, you would have gotten to draw 3 cards. You'd have probably gotten to kill the Shadow Guard because I doubt the Echo obviously can't take that because it would risk dying. And then if the guard goes down, then you use your ping to clear the Fox Spirit. So you'd actually end up with just a Realm Walker and Griffin instead of this Fox Spirit. So I do see that line of thinking here as being a potential better line than what we saw. But I think that final cry was probably a little premature. But I guess it all comes down to, did the Lulu player have the Molten Gold and have another final cry reaction? Because if they do, then it's very likely that they just win on the back of burn and never make another attack here.
Yeah, Matt Bowers is saying that with the because Realmwalker and Gravity Flux are a thing,
right?
Your top round swing would have been really big if you just passed with no instead of attacking with the Fox, we just passed.
Mm-hmm.
So if that
you're talking about for Charlotte doing that play,
right?
Yeah. You attack with a Shadow to get the guard pressure for 3.
No, he just get 3 damage through before it dies.
Right.
To put Lulu at 9, and then
you force the guard pressure by using the Shadow Guard to attack directly at the Wishing Wing. And then you're right. Yeah, either the Wishing Wing trades with the Shadow Guard, or you take 3 damage and the Fox gets pinged.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. I think there was a path for Charlotte there that also probably.
But then you get through for. Top round, you only get through for 7.
No, this is not over yet. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think you're probably, if you're Yoko, do you just make this Wishbird and attack this Realm Walker because it threatens lethal, so you can't Echo PP Guard, you get to kill the Realm Walker?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't actually threaten lethal because Lulu has gained so much life this time. I mean, you just do the same thing you always do and make a butterfly. That's a very safe play. You can make a lizard, do a number of things.
I think you take advantage of this 5 attack Wishing Wing because you get to just hunt whatever you want on the battlefield of Charlotte here, and that Realm Walker.
Yeah, I guess since it's lethal and they're forced to like not guard, maybe that's fine.
I think you just eat this Realm Walker up. Yeah, definitely think you spend no dice to do that, so you commit nothing out of hand, nothing from your resources. Yep, that's what we're going to see here. 6 attack Realm Walker into the Realm Walker. The Realm Walker is going to counter, but you get to draw 3 dice off of it with a grip of 10. There goes Realm Walker, because you definitely can't do that. This gives Yoko 8 cards in hand with 10 dice remaining and 3 books on the board. If you can't play out of that, you're probably in trouble.
It's interesting, though, because I guess it's very likely that the burn will finish the game now after drawing those 3 cards.
Right.
Um,
it seems very likely to me that you could have easily double Molten because we've only seen 1 Molten in the discard. So if you've got 3 Moltens in this deck, you've got a pretty high probability of having double Molten here to finish the game.
Or Final Cry. Like you're gonna meditate next turn to play a Molten, I assume. So we'll know if there's a
there's a Crystal Archer into a heal. Now the heal's big here.
Okay.
The heal is very big here.
Still dead to double Molten, but
Charlotte trying to dig out of a hole here with that heal. We know that Charlotte has had at least 1 vanish. We'll find out if there's more. We do see a choke on the Echo.
Choke.
That was the 1 damage that would get you there if you were on Molten +1.
Choke and meditate.
There goes the Final Cry. So I think that's
frog.
So there's 2 Final Cries in the bin. There's a very good chance there's a Final Cry in the hand right now.
Well, if we're under the assumption that they're playing 3 of all the burn spells in color, then there's 2 Molten Golds and a Final Cry in hand.
Well, the last card could be Molten Gold. We don't know that for sure.
Yeah, but in either case, that's lethal, right? Because even if Molten Gold is the last card, Final Cry Molten is enough.
Right.
And
Charlotte coming in here with a big attack, getting in, taking the Yoko down to 6 life remaining.
Right. And Cass makes a point that you would have meditated to Ceremonial Power.
But not if they didn't have the second Molten Gold, and that last card was Molten Gold. You can't do it then.
Why?
Because you
still have 5 damage of burn in your hand if Molten Gold plus Final Cry. So you meditate your last Molten Gold away because you don't care. So you can make a goat. So when your Raptor just died, you 2 them, and then you Molten them to dead. So
the Ember Root Lizard here, if you see a Lightbringer play or a Cloudburst Griffin play, the Ember Root Lizard is going to get to eat one of those things.
But I agree with Cass. I think that the non-goat meditate there indicates there's only 2 Final Cries in the list.
Sure. Obviously, we're looking at trying to get that get within that 3 life range here for that Molten Gold, and Charlotte has done a great job up to this point of keeping herself just outside of it.
Chaos Gravity.
Big Chaos Gravity finally coming into play havoc on this game. I think we'll see that Griffin get exhausted here.
This is the maximum Chaos Gravity.
And the Crystal Archer, yeah.
The double untap of awesome guys.
Right.
Good work, Fox Spirit. This is the best mode of Fox Spirit, everyone, where it just sits there and takes exhaustion counters from your other guys.
Well, I think at this point, you've got to just go ahead and make your Wishing Wing. It's going to get, well, I don't know. You're kind of stuck. You kind of got to make your Butterfly Monk, I think, because you're going to lose to the Crystal Archer anyways, and you need to extend your life pool far enough to create the gap.
You're not dead, right? You'll go to 1.
Yeah, but what are
if you make a Butterfly, you'll go to 2.
That's the last Chaos Gravity, and we can't play anymore anyway, so I think you're probably right. Because your opponent can no longer make...
You just have to be careful for...
Because they can make the last Fox Spirit. That's the one thing they can do, still.
Right, Cass. You have to be careful for Shadow Guard.
Right.
I don't think you're trying to kill the Echo.
I think you got to kill the Echo through damage now. You can't just go straight back into another Shadow Guard here. Because you'll just lose unless you have lethal on that attack.
Well, we're assuming that the Crystal Archer and the Griffin are just going to go in right away. I don't think they are.
The thing I'll say
they certainly don't have to.
If you make Butterfly Monk and a Swifty comes out, it's still not dead. You're still not dead because the Butterfly Monk kills the lethal pass. So
right, that's why I think just make Butterfly Monk is totally fine.
There
are potentially a Realm Walker left, Nick.
And yeah, honestly, even Spark and Ping this Crystal Archer might be a good place to be.
So the last card was a Generosity, okay. Which we have
She can't swing treatment. Oh, she has to, yeah. But we just see Yoko do what exactly then?
I'm not
He
sure.
plays Generosity to draw the cards. We watch Echo untap.
Played Generosity?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a good play. It does take the life factor for Lulu.
Oh, okay. So played Generosity to heal 2. Got a counter off of the Echo and then draw 1 for Lulu.
Yeah.
I think just making Butterfly would have been better, but this is okay because Charlotte decided to attack with all the men.
Yeah.
And Lulu's still at 3. So that's still griffinable, but now the Lulu has some time to put some guys in play.
Well, she can't. Charlotte can't put a Griffin in play. No Divine Dice left.
Oh.
So the only card left in Charlotte's play from Ready spells are Fox Spirit now.
And it could be a shadow.
It's
card.
Currently 3 life remaining for Yoko, 5 left remaining for Charlotte.
This has been a strange game. Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble against a Realm Walker now as the Lulu.
Well, not if you're holding Molten Gold, you're not. But I think you got to meditate your Ember Root Lizard book away.
Why?
Because you're gonna have to hold Molten Gold to shoot and kill
7
the
cards
Walker.
in hand. You can meditate just fine from hand.
Oh, true. I guess that you just use your hand as a value. Yeah, you have to MG the if a Realm Walker comes down, you're gonna have to use your Molten Gold on the Realm Walker.
The Lulu's in a lot of trouble because Echo is like the best top of round swinger. Because of Gravity Flux. So you have to like put a million guys in play or kill all of Charlotte's guys. And that usually requires putting a million guys in play. So I don't know. This is rough. Is there like, and with Charlotte still having 5 dice left, you can't like assume that just getting back Raptor or something is good enough.
Yeah. The issue you're gonna have, and I don't think there's enough dice left in the Lulu pool. Well, if you have a Raptor from hand, that's okay.
Raptor is good. Fighting, it's very difficult to like say you should purposefully bluff, right? Especially when they're both so close to fatigue. I'm not sure that bluff is very important.
I think if you're so there's the Fox Spirit. Knew that was probably going to come out here. If you're the Lulu player, you definitely spark this spirit. There's no reason to not.
Well, it depends, right? Because pinging it still leaves up the spark ping play. If you spark it, you don't have ping play. You have to take 2 main actions.
But if you take your ping away, you lose the Molten Gold, which is the reach you may need to finish this game right now before go top around and give an Echo a shot to win the game.
Right. I'm not sure that Molten Gold, like the thing that I would be afraid of is not losing Molten Gold to face. It would be losing to Realm Walker because I spent my Molten Gold.
But you're not going to lose to Realm Walker now that you have a Raptor Hatchling and a Raptor Herder if you don't attack with them.
Oh, you're dead to Realm Walker, not this turn, but top of round essentially 100%.
Which is why you can't go into the next round. You have to play to your outs here.
No, I think you can go into the next round if there's no Realm Walker. You just have to like kill a bunch of guys, which is fine, like doable with 2 frog pings up. And there's still 2 books worth of guys left to make. And as soon as your Butterfly Monk is in play, all of a sudden you have lethal attacks against the Echo.
Right. But I think you can do that same thing. So we do see the wolf die to lower the frogs down.
Okay, so I would be pretty sure at this point my opponent does not have a Realm Walker. So now that I'm a little ways ahead on dice,
well, I'd meditate and make this wishing wing. You can do the same thing without the butterfly monk. So I'd meditate 1 card from hand, make the wishing wing. Yeah, I'm still not convinced one of these cards isn't a Realm Walker. I think it's very possible. Meditates a Fester from hand. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see that wishing wing play.
It feels to me like the wolf power there was a very low impact play.
Well, now we're seeing Charlotte pull the status token off the Fox Spirit, so that there takes away the wishing wing.
Right.
The only thing Charlotte could have left at this point would be a Shadow Guard. If she makes the med into that.
And she needs to meditate. So
and couldn't do that because of the side action here. So I think
now she's dead,
right? Let's see.
Because you can turtle your wishing wing and attack for 4. No, 4 doesn't kill him.
4 doesn't kill, but if she can't make the Shadow Guard and has to main action a Shadow Guard on her next turn, then you have the time to med up to the Molten Gold to win the game. Yeah, no Fighting Spirit exhausted, but you have the time dice to bring the wishing wing up, Matt. That's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah, take that, Fox Spirit.
Time powers flying around here.
Got that status token right off of there. Okay, so here's the attack for 4. Yeah, if there was a Molten, there would have just been attack with one of the 1/1s, right?
Right.
Or both the 1/1s and leave 1 blocker back.
Right. So I think we will see. We'll now see both of those nature dice potentially rolled up into, even if they're not.
It just needs to go 1 frog, make a butterfly, right? If Charlotte's on nothing.
If she has nothing else, that's right. And Yoko gets there. So Charlotte passes again. Chat blowing up about the Vanish play. The Vanish requires a wolf die, right? So with no wolf die.
Also, Vanish doesn't stop Butterfly Monk from attacking for 1.
This is going to be a good game, I think. Yep. Yep. Seeing the meds. All the meds happening. Yeah, I don't know what the last 2 cards in Charlotte's hand are, but they look like they fail her at this point where she was...
I am not sure that it's not better to make a butterfly here than play.
Well, and
okay, that's what they do.
Yoko agrees with you. Yoko agrees with you. I mean, you're right to a certain degree, because if you outpower the board, then the Echo player only has 2 attackers. You're kind of in a position where you can stall out the first round if you can't finish the game here. If something happens where you can't finish the game, but we're just going to see.
I love a game where Butterfly Monk is lethal.
Very, very well played from both of these players.
This was a sweet game. This was an awesome game.
Absolutely. Just a real testament to the power of both of these players.